One of the things that can really scare us when we start dating and looking for love is that we won't have control over our emotions. And we'll either get attached too soon to somebody and then get hurt, or we will blow up and we will do things that we regret, and our love life essentially becomes either drama-based or very reactive. In this video, what I want to do is I want to give you some practical tips on how to stay emotionally in control whilst you are dating. Welcome back. I'm Renee Slansky for Flirtini, and I am a professional dating and relationship coach. And in this video, as I mentioned, I want to talk about how to actually build your emotional intelligence, which really is key if you don't want to have a volatile love life and you want to make sure that you're not either blocking somebody from being able to enter in your heart, or you're leaving your heart so wide open that people come in and take advantage of it. Now, before I dive into those tips, don't forget to like, give us a thumbs up or a heart, subscribe, and if this video does help you, drop a thanks Renee down below. Okay, let's dive straight into it. The first thing you need to do is this: pace yourself. Now, I talk about this in a lot of my videos, and that's because it is really important. If you just rush into dating someone, what you do is you run the risk of becoming attached too soon without actually knowing who they are and where it's going. Now, when we become attached to someone, obviously that then pulls us in emotionally. We may fall in love with them too fast and the relationship moves too quickly, and you then end up getting relationship burnout, or you realize that they don't really meet your expectations and then you get hurt. So by pacing yourself and only seeing them a set amount of time as you're able to move through the months and weeks that you're getting to know them, and I have done another video on this, then that will help you actually have time and space to assess who it is that you are learning and loving. Number two, really big key, and look, this is something that you can use not just in your dating life, but in any sort of situation, especially if you're somebody who has a lot of anxiety, is this: learn to respond instead of reacting. Now, what is the difference between responding and reacting? Reacting is basically instantly just doing what your mind or body or heart tells you to do in that emotion. In that situation right there. It usually comes from a place of high emotional vulnerability or volatility, meaning you feel something so then you just explode, or you're scared about something so you act on that fear. Whereas responding means that you actually give yourself time to stop, to pause, and to think, okay, what would be the best response in this instance, so I'm not just reacting to it and finding myself doing or saying things that are going to put me in a place where I don't want to be. All right, the third thing to do, which you're probably not going to like, but it'll make a huge difference, is hold off on intimacy. If you want to stay in control of your emotions so you're not on this roller coaster or feeling that your love life is something exhausting, then don't get intimate with somebody too soon. If you basically have intimacy with someone where you're revealing the depths of who you are to them, or you're being physically intimate with them, then this creates a bond or an attachment. And this then has a mixture of chemicals released, which basically makes you want to be with that person even more, even if in your head you know that's not the right thing. You feel drawn to them, and of course that confuses you. When sex is mixed into the picture or any sort of intimacy, we feel obligated to be able to have more with that person, or we want more with that person because we now have this attachment to them. So if you want to stay in control of your emotions, hold back on the intimacy until you're aware enough of the person that you're with is able to actually, again, be on the same page as you and add value to you in such a way that if you were intimate with them and if you did become attached to them in that way, it wouldn't produce anxiety or disappointment. Okay, number four, set milestones with your emotions. Now, what I mean by that is The last thing that you want to do is be so closed off that you don't let anybody in, because then you're not emotionally available. Emotional control doesn't mean that you have to be in control of everything around you and never let anybody into your heart until they're absolutely perfect. That is just unrealistic, and a big part of healthy dating is knowing when to be vulnerable. So by setting certain milestones, meaning, okay, I know this much about them, so I'm going to let them know this much about me. Again, they've been consistent with who they are. They make me feel safe when I speak to them, so I'm going to allow them to come into my personal territory a little bit more. Having certain standards as you move through that vulnerability stage of getting to know someone and their character and intention means that you can give certain parts of yourself emotionally at the right time without fear of having it thrown back in your face. Okay, number 5, really important, balance your dating life with other things in your life as well. If you just put all the emotions and focus into your dating life because you're hungry to find love, you're really wanting to meet someone, you will completely throw off the balance. It will be something that you will either put on a pedestal, so you will think that it is out of your reach, meaning you will attract people who aren't ready for you or who take advantage of you. Or what you'll do is you will push away really good people because you're just so focused on it and you're trying to control it and all your emotions are going into it, so you essentially come across too strong, okay? So we need to be able to balance it out with other things such as your work, your career, your purpose, your friends, your family, activities, sport, other events and people in your world who actually make up your world, so that you can have perspective and so that you can actually allow a little bit of space and chase when you are dating someone as well. And lastly, number 6, recognize your limits. What I mean by this is if you know that you're a highly sensitive person or you're a very anxious person and you feel that your emotions get the better of you, or maybe you're someone that unfortunately it's not your best asset, but you do create a lot of drama. Know where your limits are and then know what to do when you reach them. For example, if you feel that somebody isn't communicating with you enough when you're starting to date each other, don't go and then send 20 texts to be able to try and get a response back from them, okay? Know what your trigger is, essentially, okay? And then realize, okay, when that trigger happens, what is the best thing for me to be able to do so I don't lose emotional control? Is it simply practicing the pause? Is it putting my energy into something or someone else that I already have a surety about? For example, your work or your family or your friends. Do I need to just take a breather? Do I need to go out and do some exercise and break that train of thought so I don't lose control in this moment emotionally and either blow it up to be something that it isn't, or start assuming that you're a failure or that it's not going to work out, and then later find out that you were just overacting in that moment right then. Well, there you go. I hope that these points have really given you some clarity and also some control on how to be able to live your life on a daily basis, as well as your dating life, in such a way where you aren't scared to love, aren't scared to show your emotions. However, you know how to do it in such a way where you can still guard your heart without blocking love. And if this video has helped you, let us know down below in the comments. And until next time, I'm Renee Slansky. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time.